Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynn, the leather bag lady. How are you all today? It's Thursday today. Weather's in and out, sunshine. Leather bag lady weather report. Not sure if I'll get a few minutes outside. Not that I enjoy the sun, but it is just a very de-stressing few minutes for me, and it gets me out of the chaos of this little shack of mine and it gives me a moment to kind of plan the next few hours of my day. Um, yeah, bit chaotic, not gonna lie, that is for sure. Anyway, like the t-shirt, stay calm and buy a bigger purse. So last year before, I went on Facebook and asked if anybody could put I actually wanted the stay calm and carry on. Like I wanted the whole crown and everything. And this lady said she could do it, but obviously didn't know what I meant. So it's okay. The iron-on letters do come off, so it ended up not being that great of a purchase. But I do have another one somewhere, and it says it on the back. But so I think I'm going to just stick with wearing this for a little while. It's getting kind of crazy trying to find different things to wear every time I do a video. And I look back at my videos because I learned about playlists yesterday. So I created a new playlist for another project that I'm going to be doing, and realized looking through all of my videos so far that I kind of rotate the same kind of half a dozen tops, and that's just because I can't get into anything else. So wah, right? So a little bit about today's bag. I don't know what it is about Cynthia Rowley, but I seem to be finding a lot of her stuff. Now, I've shown you this bag briefly before. I've Googled it. I've done as much research as I can. And according to the two other bags that are online, and I think one of those is sold, this is quite a rare bag. So I've listed it with that moniker. I'm not sure that, Cynthia Rowley is a blast from the past. We talked about it briefly. She is a New York-based designer, and she was featured quite regularly in the early days of Sex and the City, and it kind of propelled her brand into, most people's living rooms. So I do know that there are people that follow her. That beautiful, beautiful kind of rose and adorned black Cynthia Rowley went to a great customer of mine who sent a beautiful message to me. And she was saying she felt guilty about taking this leather lambskin bag into a vegan restaurant. She lives in California. And my response to her was, that vegan stuff is plastic. If that leather bag ever, God forbid, ends up in a landfill, eventually it will decompose. That mat and nat stuff and all that vegan leather, which is just basically pleather, it will never disintegrate, never biodegrade. So I'm not sure of the eco-friendliness of buying vegan leather, other than it's trendy, it's cheaper than leather. Mind you, some of those mat and nat bags can get very expensive, and they damage so quickly. I watch Miss Philly. I haven't been watching much of anything lately because I've been stuck with these crazy housewives. But I canceled my Hey You subscription today because I got to get on it. I am avoiding the inevitable. I'm actually in a bit of a panic. So it's my own fault. But I don't know. I'm scared. That's basically what it is. I'm scared to do things that I have never done before, and that's not me. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the same train as I've been on for the last week or two with just being a little bit of a pussy, I guess. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. But I just did. Anyway, so here is the bag. So, wow, right? Yellow, 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 yellow. So our Hamilton CFL football team is the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and this is their colors. This is the first thing that one of my gang said to me. It's like, oh, it's a Hamilton Tiger Cat bag. So it is lambskin again, as far as I know. Again, it's just my opinion. There's no 100% guarantee on all of this, but her stuff is the bags that I have had from her are typically lambskin. So, and then you've got a patent leather component here and on the sides. So it's a doctor style open and close. It does have a small foam pouch. So I haven't been able to kind of date it specifically. I've just listed it as later than 2002, and that, or earlier than 2002. And that is pretty consistent with the other couple of bags that have been listed. So there's your Cynthia Rowley label. There is a zippered pocket in here. And as I just said, there's 2 slip pockets here. Nothing on the outside. Now, as fabulous as this bag is, and it's actually showing a little more neon than it actually is. It's a little bit more buttercup yellow than this kind of neon yellow that it's showing. And that's just unfortunately the way the camera adjusts the color a little bit, but it is pretty bright. But it does have some issues, and I'm not concerned about them at all because it's a designer bag, and I'm in the belief that it is quite a rare bag. So the first group of problems is there is some color loss in the corners. Now, I have done the best I can. I've touched up some of those corners with some of my paint. Yeah, you can see it's quite significant here. But from a distance, and it doesn't, that stuff doesn't really bother me. Am I going to use this every day? Absolutely not. So it's a top handle bag. Could you attach a crossbody? You could. The handles do sit down quite flat. There's kind of like a brush gold tone hardware. Now, the zipper was a bit of a problem as well. So you can see that on the end here, it has one of those little lock snap things. That is missing. So I have added what I think is a very applicable vintage zipper pull. But what that does do is this zipper was never intended to go all the way to the bottom, because now what would happen is that little clip would clip in there. If it went all the way to the bottom, the clip would be farther down. So it, you know, somebody could argue it's a flaw in the zipper, but I don't believe that it is. I think the zipper has just been trained that that's as far as the actual zip mechanism goes, so that that lock is in the right position to lock into this little thingy here. This hang tag is from a 90s Duafrelli bag, Toronto designer, New York designer. So this is probably more vintage than the bag. So there is, you know, there is a magnet here, so you can pick it up. You can pick it up on the other side as well. Sometimes when you have a corner like this, the zipper can be a little troublesome. This is not at all. It's actually quite smooth. It does work a little easier when you grab the bottom of that detachable with a magnet little flap there. So there's the bag. I mean, it's a top handle bag. It's a good size. It's a really good size. It does have little feet. And again, you know, there are some color issues in the corners. And, but like I said already, I don't care. No, you're not going to come across this bag very often. So it's got these beautiful soft pleats. And there is, again, just a little bit of color loss where, you know, the touch points are if you're carrying it and it's rubbing against you, but nothing that you can really notice, with the exception of a couple of the corners. Those corners are not too bad. I think it's just, yeah, this one, there's some noticeable. But there you go. So that is today's Cynthia Rowley bag. And I do have one more that I got last week when I was in London, Ontario. So I'll present that one sometime next week. So there you go. Getting excited about finding stuff that is very unique like that. I've been doing this a long time, and I do now have a bit of an eye for things, and I've mentioned it before that I am finding that the stuff I pick up now sells much quicker. Having a language problem today than, you know, some of the stuff than when I started out. And I think that's kind of the fear that I have with kind of moving forward with some of these ideas that I have, is I know I'm going to screw up, and I know it's going to be stressful, and I know, you know, I'm going to get it wrong. And it's not that I worry that I don't get things right. I just find that as I'm getting older, and with this whole menopause thing, it takes me a longer time to recover, you know, to get my confidence back, to get my self-esteem back where it should be, to be able to stand in front of you and put myself out there. So but I'm going to do it. I have to do it. I got a mortgage to pay and not a lot of money in the bank right now. So it's, maybe that's the best way to light a fire up my ass. I don't know. maybe not. Anyway, Thursday, I am out with my clients for a little bit of an extra visit this evening. We're going out for dinner, their choice. So when I pick them up, they will tell me where they want to go. So it'll be a couple of hours, and then I'll just come home. I've been starting to make some calls back to my retirement homes. Again, this is a little bit of a crisis moment for me with my unemployment running out, which I didn't know was going to be running out as quickly as it has done. So I am a bit freaked out, not sleeping very well right now, that's for sure. But I got a show today, so some of the retirement homes are accepting vendors, obviously with vaccination stipulations and mask wearing and all that kind of thing. So who knows? I mean, I'm just going to have to take it day by day. But all of you out there, any of you out there who've, you know, not necessarily having to be a single middle-aged woman out in this world, it's stressful. It's really stressful, but wah, right? So that's enough for me for today. That's the Cynthia Rowley bag. It is listed already, and my friend Lynn in St. Catharines snapped that patent leather bag up yesterday. I was all ready to have a retraction in today's video, because it in actual fact wasn't black and brown. It was very, very dark brown with a lighter brown leather component. So we have such similar her name's Lynn, my name's Lynn, she's from the UK, I'm from Scotland. A little freaky. But Lynn and her daughter Lisa, who live in England, are amazing customers and great friends. So that bag will be heading off to her as soon as I'm out in her neck of the woods. We usually get together and we swap bags for chit chat or whatever. So have a great rest of the day, everybody, and hopefully I will talk to you tomorrow.